Hello and welcome to Doing Business in Rwanda. I'm Arnold Segawa. Behind me is the Kigali Convention Centre, built specifically to attract meetings and conferences to Kigali, Rwanda. The first of these is the 27th Africa Union Summit. But before we drop in on the summit, let's take a look at the preparations that went into staging this major event in the capital of Rwanda. Construction of the Kigali Convention Centre began over 5 years ago. Contractors broke their word numerous times, but that did not break Rwanda's resilience.
There was time that we had so many delays with the previous contractor, so many delays, like 1,000 of days. So luckily enough, we came to know about Suma. Suma is a Turkish company which did the same job in other countries, like we know they did the construction of a convention center in Equatorial Guinea, and that was through that recommendation that we knew them that they can do, and they promised to finish the project in 1 year, which they did today, you have seen.
Rwanda's construction sector has grown by a staggering 10% in the first half of 2016. Key to this growth are domestic consumption initiatives spearheaded by the government.
We have tried our best to use locally available material. Most of them are our granites from East African granite and in Eastern Province. But we have also used some of the, we call them cobblestone. They are from Kamonyi district. And we are happy also to use some of our concrete, our cements. So we have, at least for the flooring, what we have here, we have used it. The hotel has 292 rooms. So with 1 royal suite, 5 presidential suites, and 5 junior suites, and 35 executive rooms. And the rest is standard rooms. And the hotel has a restaurant and a bar. Now the convention center has so many parts. We have the big auditorium, which can host up to seat 2,600 people. Then you have other meeting rooms which can host up to 2,000 people. So if we put them together, that's 4,600. Then you have other small meeting rooms which can accommodate 400 people. So we can have here 5,000 people. And you have a kitchen, the main kitchen and 7 satellite kitchen, which can serve up to 4,000 meals.
With the completion of the colossal Kigali Convention Centre, complementary infrastructural projects have gradually taken shape to supplement the ecosystem.
Kigali Heights, just behind me, is a project that we started exactly 2 years ago. It's moved pretty fast, comparing what time projects usually take. But we've done our best, and it's come, so fast, and it's come out the way we wanted it, compliant to the requirements of the master plan of Kigali, and our design intent is fully achieved. So we have about it, and we are at an interesting stage when African Union is coming to this particular venue, and we are where we are now, about to open the building. So happy about it and happy about the event. Now, for it to have AU at its launch is phenomenal. It's unprecedented. This is interesting. But then what do we expect from this? Imagine the number of guests that are going to be in this conference center. Everybody is coming to the city of Kigali to look at this facility, admire it, admire the surroundings. So to me, the summit is bringing a lot to Kigali city. People get to know the location, people get to know the destination. Kigali is being positioned as a conference destination.
We as a company, and if we take Radisson Blu as a brand, the one strength we have is being in the mice market. And if you take the African market, and specifically the sub-Saharan African market, the mice business is very important. And Africa is at a stage in its life cycle where there are more and more meetings that are required. And for us, if we look at our strategy in Africa, we want to have a strong hotel in the East African economic community that can really sort of focus on big mice business. The same from a West African point of view. So in April, we opened a large hotel in Togo, in Lome, which has got the biggest meeting and events facilities in West Africa. And obviously we're very, very fortunate to be part of this huge development in East Africa.
Rwanda's aviation space is already feeling the advancements from the deployment of the meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibition strategy, and the opportunities remain endless.
It's a mandate of the national carriers Rwanda to support my strategy that has been prioritized by the government of Rwanda to diversify the tourism sector. So right now Rwanda has been so much involved into the organization of the AU Summit, and what we did, we gave 15% discount to all travelers. What does this mean to the nation? What does this mean to the airline? It's basically whoever is being invited for this for the summit is entitled to 15% on all the travels to Kigali. So for the airline, for us, we make money out of this, and at the same time we facilitate by providing seamless connectivity to our travelers.
As a Kigali Aviation, we have been able to be part of World Economic Forum and the African Airlines Stakeholder Convention, AFRA. All these events, they have been, the targets, the people that come, the delegates that come are really high-end delegates. And as a Kigali Aviation, also our product is a luxury, high-end, and also that speaks to, as well, to high net worth clients as well. The fact that we're going to have over 50 presidents, let me not even go very far. Let's take an example of Uganda, yeah? Us to be able to, the president of Uganda to actually see Kigali Aviation has the EMS service, whereby we're able to pick up people from whichever point of the country and evacuate them just in case anything happens. That is amazing. That is something that a country like Uganda would want to borrow a leaf or actually have us extend our services to Uganda, because like I said, we operate around the region, especially when it comes to charter business, but then we also want to extend all our services and try to penetrate in all East Africa countries.
Expecting over 3,000 delegates and 52 heads of state to converge in Rwanda, the government has worked with numerous private sector players to intensify value addition services. Packages to suit delegates during their 10-day stay in remarkable Rwanda have been tailored for a 360-degree feel of the country.
So basically the payment system is the card-based system, but not just the cards, but we also have equipment mounted on the buses that will be used by the delegates. Now each of the delegates will come and buys a transport card for the number of days that they'll be staying, say 1 day, 5 days, 10 days. And when they board the bus, then they just make a tap. Now it will help us give them very, very good service, because we'll be able to figure out from the morning how many people have left the hotel to the venue, how many people are on the bus. And when the bus is moving, we'll be able to track what speed is it moving at, how many people are inside. It's stuck in this particular spot in traffic. Do we need to clear the traffic for it? So it's basically a means of giving all the delegates that will be here a very good transport experience, which many Rwandans are enjoying with the tap and go of public transport.
Back at the Kigali Convention Centre, the 27th Africa Union Summit, whose tone was set by the Maputo Protocol, is still struggling with challenges around gender parity. The theme for the summit is 2016, African Year for Human Rights, with particular focus on the rights of women. At the opening of the 26th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of the Union, AU Commission Chairperson Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma called for consideration of proposals for free movement of people in Africa and to hasten the Agenda 2063. This set the stage for the 27th Summit, with labor mobility topping the priority agenda.
The theme of this AU high-level panel, Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment, is the contribution of the Maputo Protocol on women's rights in achieving gender equality in Africa, stock-taking, opportunities and accountability. The Maputo Protocol was very specific to the issues faced by Africans and African women and girls. Finding African solutions to these challenges and binding the African governments. It became a tool for mobilization and organization for women in government and in parliament, in civil society, in business, academia, and unions, and a focus for campaigns on maternal and child mortality, and economic empowerment, on violence against women, on issues of representation, peace and security, and a number of other issues contained in the protocol. A second challenge is the resistance to change that we meet from men. Because we know how many people will give up power, or how many kings will give up their thrones voluntarily. Very few. Or none, as someone says. So, patriarchy is structured in the advantage of men. I don't think we should be shy to say that. It is structured to the advantage of men. In particular, to maintain control in public, economic, and family life, and even control of women's bodies.
27 years ago, the Pan-African spirit brought together leaders across the continent with one dream, one Africa. Today, a spirit of togetherness sweeps across Rwanda with a promise of hope. Join us next week as we break down deliberations and commitments made here at the 27th Africa Union Summit. For any feedback, you can always send an email to dbir@abn360.com or tweet us. Our handle is @DBI-Rwanda. I'm Arnold Segawa, and from the entire Doing Business in Rwanda team, thank you for watching.